process in which plants make their food.
Okay, we're like playing a cycle where plants go to feed itself.
Where plants make their food. Photosynthesis.
Carbon dioxide.
Plus water. Plus
Sun. No. Energy.
Equals sugar or glucose.
Plus
Oxygen.
Photosynthesis.
All right, so let's get some notes on photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, as you heard your classmates say, is the process in which a plant makes food. The process in which a plant makes food. So a plant, you know, as I've mentioned earlier in class, a plant cannot go out and cook itself a steak or make itself a sandwich or eat some chips. A plant has to make its own food, and it does that internally, and it does that through a process called photosynthesis. Remember, plants have an additional part that animal cells do not, and that's called the chloroplast, and that's where this happens. So photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast. The chloroplast is also the structure that contains chlorophyll, which is what gives plants their green color. During photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide, water, and energy from the sun. They need those three things. Using those three things, they're able to make sugar, which is their food, and the sugar is referred to as glucose. But glucose is their sugar, which is their food. And they also produce oxygen, which is important to us. So that is the process of photosynthesis. Let's draw a picture. So in your notes, just go ahead and draw just a simple flower or plant or small tree. Anything will work. That's a plant that's going to do photosynthesis. You don't have to label these parts. This is just the one that I'm using. But you can see the parts of a flower here that are labeled. These parts are important for photosynthesis. Let's go ahead and basically, here's what happens. Let's get a couple things drawn here. Remember, during photosynthesis, plants are going to take in carbon dioxide, which, let's just go ahead and start abbreviating. It's a lot simpler. CO2, which means carbon dioxide. So they're going to take that in. So draw some arrows, you know, it's coming in. They're also going to take in energy from the sun. So up here in the corner, let's draw a sun. And the plant's going to take that in. And we can label that energy. And the plant also needs to take in water. Obviously, it's going to get water, which we're going to call H2O. Get that from the ground. It should come in through its roots. So now we need to just put some plus signs in between here. So energy plus carbon dioxide plus water is going to go into the cell, and in turn, the cell is able to make glucose. Now, glucose is sugar, and sugar is C6H12 O6. So that is its food or sugar, which is glucose. 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 As a side product from making glucose, the plant is also able to produce, let's just bring an arrow coming out, oxygen, which is O2, something that we need. That is the process for photosynthesis. Please get that added to your notes. As you saw in the video, there actually is a formula for writing this down. So let's go ahead and at the top of your page, go ahead and write formula. And this is the formula for photosynthesis. We pretty much just did it, but let's go ahead and write it out in a clear format. And we're going to add some additional numbers to it. Basically, you need 6 carbon dioxide, so 6 CO2. You also need 6 waters, so plus 6 H2O. Plus the sun, or energy. And that is going to equal, or yield, which is this arrow sign, sugar, which is glucose, remember, C6, H12, O6, and as a byproduct, it also puts out water, puts out oxygen, so plus 6 O2, puts out 6 oxygens. That is the formula for photosynthesis. Now let's move on and take a look at cellular respiration.
It's like a phone.
Cell makes energy.
Cells make energy.
Cellular respiration.
Sugar or glucose.
Plus
Oxygen.
Equals.
Carbon dioxide.
plus
Water.
plus
Energy.
cellular respiration.
So as we saw from the video, cellular respiration is the process which food is broken down for energy by cells. So cells inside of me, inside of you, inside of all humans, inside of all animals, we need energy to do stuff, and we get that through cellular respiration. Obviously, this occurs in cells. All our cells do this. We're going to use oxygen and food, so both things that we take in. We breathe in oxygen, we eat food. The part of the food we specifically use is the sugar. And we're going to make energy for us to do stuff. We're going to make carbon dioxide, and we're going to make water. Again, this happens in our cells, inside of all of us. All right, quick picture here. You can just draw a stick figure. Mine's a little more advanced. I'm a pretty good artist. You guys can just draw a stick figure. Let's go ahead very quickly. Remember, we are going to take in oxygen Let's go ahead and put O2. So we're going to take that in. We're also going to take in our food or our sugar. Remember, sugar, which is glucose, is C6H12O6. So we take both of those in. And what we do is we put out carbon dioxide, which remember carbon dioxide is CO2. We also get energy out of this, so the ability to do stuff, so we get energy. And our cells also make, as a byproduct, water, remember H2O. So O2 or oxygen plus food or sugar, C6H12O6, is going to make our energy. It's also going to make carbon dioxide, which the plants need. And there'll be a byproduct of water. Remember, your body's roughly 70% water anyway. Okay, again, there is a formula for this. So we'll add a couple extra numbers to it. So remember, it's pretty much the opposite of photosynthesis. If you memorize one, you've got the other. They're just opposites. So this one is C6H12O6. So that's our sugar, that's our food, that's our glucose. Plus oxygen, so plus 6O2 for oxygen is going to make 6 CO2, or 6 carbon dioxides, plus 6 waters, 6 H2O, plus the most important part, our energy. So that is the formula for cellular respiration. So if some of you guys have probably figured this out. But basically, that's the last thing you'll need here. Basically, plants are very nice and produce for us. They produce oxygen, or O2, which we take in. And we use that oxygen. And whenever we use that oxygen, we kick out for plants CO2, or carbon dioxide, which they need.
Yeah, 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 yeah!